Welcome back to Let's Play Endless Space 2 on Endless Difficulty with a custom ratio faction. I'm JC Proton and we're picking up where we left off at turn 86. Here we go. Let's get right back into it, man. Population lost on AA. As per expected, we're doing a little planned population loss, which happens. You can lose a maximum of one population per turn. So I am feeding lots of outposts. You see I'm feeding 3,283 food worth of outposts. But I only lose one population per turn. It's 600 food is one population. So even though it would theoretically be 5 population per turn, not happening. It's just one. That's a game mechanic I'm taking advantage of. I don't know if you'd call it an exploit because the game devs are aware of it and they allow it to stay. Same thing as to why Riftborn cannot produce more than one population per turn, because you can only have your populations go up or down by one per turn, as far as I'm aware in the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 5 outposts, and they're all supported by that one home constellation, that home system. So he's got Wesat, Bisul, Alcyon, Iso, Nalin. All are supported by AA. So, big fat food shipments makes for fast growing outposts into colonies. That's for sure. Alright, they want an alliance. They keep asking for an alliance every turn, but they never sweeten the deal. What's that about? Right, if you really want an alliance. Let's see how bad they want an alliance. Are they still at war? They are still at war. Alright.
Speak. I will listen and watch carefully.
If I give you peace, what would you give me? Right, like, they want an alliance. They would accept peace, but, like, they won't even give me anything for it. That's ridiculous. Yeah, it could be improved. The game could have been better. It could use some tweaks, let's just say. It would benefit from some tweaks. Okay, we're at 8 out of 10 on Ambler. And Calcaros, we're up to 5. Pretty sure we had some in flight, though. That's a Calgaros in flight. So I think this one landed. There was a, yeah, there was one of these en route to Ambler. Or whatever. AB had an Ambler en route, so he's arrived. He's arrived now. Alright, let's go ahead and get AD. Oh, that's right, that's right. I was doing that. Oh. Oh, I already have that queued. Okay. I think the plan was to go here. And set up shop on one of these huge ice planets. That's a really cold star, man. That protostar. You've got 4 cold planets in that system, man. Huge ice, max of 6. Huge ice, max of 6. Doesn't really matter, does it? Okay. So the trick here is to balance it. I want some of this food to arrive so that I don't accidentally completely choke him out. I want him to have an active outpost when I assimilate, when that becomes a colony for me. So that's the trick, is that balancing act. Isn't that funny? Create. Okay, got that taken care of. Excuse me. All right, and population growth. Things are okay. AE has an Ambler finally that grew. Can probably ship one of those over to AD, right? Yep. Sure can. And I'm gonna do a swap here. How about you go to AE? I'll give you one of my calc arrows, so I'm only having two. And you give me one of your, whatever those guys are called, Ambler, also known as Little Green Man. Okay, AB is maxed out again. He's going to send some population over to AA. Because AA is dropping population, because he's doing the super duper duper colony support, outpost support thing. All right. All this is in order. That looks good. do this. Let's have some fun. And I'm pretty stoked about that Vodyani. That's going to be great. Oh. Okay. All right. What do we got here? Oh, two pirate fleets. You don't say. All right. Well, we should be able to handle these guys okay. It looks like a really even battle, right? But trust me, it's not. Repair and recover. Probably should have done that without without that guy. Without the Overwatch. We'll see how that changes up the pattern of the ship layout. It looks really even, but you see, okay, here's the deal. Um, that's a lot of torpedoes with a little bit of beams, and then that's energy, and that's energy. So that one is one beam and one laser, and this guy has mixed kinetic, so he has guns and torpedoes. So it's not that many torpedoes I have. I'll be able to defeat all of the torpedo attack. So that won't leave him that much. And I have shields against the little bit of energy he has, so probably won't take a whole lot of damage. And what I do take, I'll probably be able to repair. Probably be able to repair. So here we go. So I like this layout. Let me just pause it here and explain. I like doing 6 ships because what happens is your defensive ship here is in the middle, and then you have these 5 around it, and these all I like to have guns on, at least just one, and that helps with the point defense. So it's a good defensive arrangement. So anyway, let's continue. Let's watch these torpedoes coming in. Boom. And here comes another one getting shot at. Oh, it made contact. Really? Okay. So, back to normal speed. Here it comes. Got blown up. Interestingly, the ones coming in from here seem to be getting through. That's one nice thing about the long range going with beams. Beams are really good at reaching out across different flotilla flight paths. Interesting that the point defense wasn't working on the torpedoes coming from another flight path lane. So we're going to have a repeat of that same fight. You can see I did take a little smidgen of damage. Let's see if the same thing happens again. I'm curious. Oh, crap. I'm going to lose. I didn't rearrange my ships. I'm going to lose that guy probably. Doggone it. That was dumb. I didn't rearrange my fleets. Yeah, this guy's probably going to get taken out. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. He's holding up better than I expected, to be honest. Now these guys are taking out these two ships over here, so they're all just shooting on him. Well, that turned out better than I expected, to be honest. That was another whoopsie. Yeah, I am not a perfect player. I screw things up all the time, man. Even though I know better. Alright, let's do this. How about we put a blockade on your system? How about that? So in that first fight, that's how the damage was split out. 4,600 and almost 11,000. So basically about 2 to 1, just like we are with our weapons modules. He did not get very much damage through. 581 and then 0 at the end. Kinetic guns. Lasers at 144. Beams for 1367. Plating absorbed. Shield absorbed. What about torpedoes? Did any torpedo damage get through? I don't see any torpedo damage here. Interesting. And let's see, their hull plating stopped 1407 and only 507 for their shields. So, okay. And then on the second fight where I had the frigate out there instead, dummy. Whoopsie. Let's see here, 1658. Flotillas at long range, we traded damage. Yeah, that one frigate was basically going toe to toe with that medium. My size 1 ship was standing up pretty well against a size 3 ship. The small versus the medium, and he was pretty much holding his own there. Cool. Did pretty well. Pretty good design. Okay, yeah, he can stay. We'll just run through all the ones that aren't moving first. He can stay. He can stay. He can stay. He's gonna stay. Okay, so now we're down to the ships that are actually gonna move. Okay, there's a level 1 ruins there. We'll get him next turn and then move along. Yeah, there weren't any curiosities there anymore. I don't know if there ever were, but how many do we have here? There are 2. See how these unarmed exploration ships have been able to make it all the way across the galaxy? You can do it. If you're reasonably cautious about it and not just barreling down star lanes without even looking, you can do it. You can do it. Jade Onyx. Wow. So whoever's over here has Jade Onyx. Wow. I'm surprised Riftborn haven't expanded more aggressively over here. This is really juicy. You've got these resources and Jade Onyx. This is a really nice constellation. Nobody's in it. I would have thought people would have, you would have thunk. You would have thought somebody would have taken advantage of it. But so far, nope. out great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. So here's what's going to happen. This guy is going to expend almost all of his movement getting here. He'll have just enough to reach down that star lane. This guy, I'm going to park him here, and what will happen is I'll team them up into one fleet, and then when they go across this wormhole, when they go through that wormhole, they use up the last movement of whatever is the lowest amount of movement points left of any ship in the fleet. So then this guy will basically still have almost all of his movement left. So when we get through here, as long as they don't get attacked and destroyed, I'll be able to have one ship continue moving. So get kind of a jump start on that exploration of this constellation over here. The mystery constellation that belongs to probably either the Vodiani or the Unfallen. And I guess we're ready to continue the turn. Yep. 7 out of 10. Gonna get some Calcaros and AG. AG, yeah. It's good to take a check of your system's overview once in a while, just to make sure you're not making a mistake or missing something. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this guy maxed out, even though it means he's not going to be growing any population. He's going to get a big boost when he completes this next turn. So we'll see. He's at 196 right now. I'm predicting it'll go up about 13 times 4, 26, 52. I'm predicting it goes up 52. So 196 will become 248. That's my guess in my head. That's math in my old tired brain. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We're just going to be spamming this button right here. Click order all fleets to execute their planned moves. Try to get everybody to move here. Okay, let's see if I was right. Is it 248? 252. I was close.
Haven't you learned anything while spinning in our orbit?
Hey, don't mind us declaring war on you while you're fighting elsewhere. Look over there. Sneaky. Okay, so they're doing the same thing that United Empire was doing earlier. They're saying, oh yeah, we declared a war on you, and they totally didn't. They're acting like they're declaring war, but they didn't. Yeah, trying to be sneaky. I know your dirty tricks. Okay, we're going to do that move thing I was talking about. See, so one has 10 movement, the other has 2. We're going to merge them into one fleet. Now they only have 2 movement points. We're going to go down the star lane. And it'll only use 2 movement points when we do it. Okay, it's Unfallen down here. Now we separate the fleets, and you see it only used 2 movement points. So one's going to go one way, one's going to go the other. plan. There's his home system.
In the name of the heart and of harmony, the unfallen greet you.
Scottish trees. They're Ents, basically. Alright. Hey, what a surprise. They're requesting an alliance again. AA is continuing to lose population. Keep sending them from AA, from AB to AA. Sea level 3 modernization is complete on AE. Can I do another one? I can. Wow. Really? Yep. Whew, man, my resources are cranking. Okay, so I can do another upgrade to a system. Where do I want to do it? Well, my choices are... Okay, Liesel just completed. Well, it needs to be one of the twos. I can upgrade to a 3, so it's this one or this one. So it's either AG or AH. AH is this isolated one out here. How's this coming along? Oh, the first food ship's almost there. Since there are 3 of them spaced out, I'll probably allow the first one to land. See, colony in 20 turns. What happens if I do this? Yeah, I don't want to do that. Okay, if he's getting 28 food, and it's a colony in 20 turns, means he has 560 to go. And this ship has 127. 127 divided by 28 is equal to about 4.5 turns worth of food. So it's nowhere near. In fact, all 3 of them are probably not enough to do it, so I don't need to worry about blockading there. think I'll do the upgrade here after I complete that colony. After I complete that, is it Arctic over here? Yeah. 6, 5. Yeah, I'll do it over here. 6 because it's one more population slot. After I have colonized that planet, then I'll do the upgrade. So I'm going to do the upgrade here instead. I'll put that right at the top of the queue. Cool. Plus 10 industry on system, plus 10 per sterile, plus 10 and plus 10 per hot. On AB. Well, there's a hot there, and it's always going to be hot. I'm never going to be able to terraform that gas planet. So it's hot, and it's hot forever. So that makes me want to do that one. It's not sterile, though. Notice that they don't count as sterile. They just count it as whatever, gas. So I'm going to go for the hot. And let's see, we got a Calgaros. And all the rest are Super Horatios. Calgaros on AC. That gives us a total of 5 Calgaros. Do we have one here? Do we have one on the way? We do. Oh, Nalan's about to complete? I think Nalan's full. Yeah, system's full. So this one just completed. Wow, that was quick. That was seriously fast, bro. Yeah. Oh, so we got an approval boost then. Oh yeah, look at all that. That approval's bananas. Yeah, because of the we now have 3 new colony rules boosts, although one is about to fall off there. But these outposts, I'm about to get this one. So we're about to get Isso and Nalan are about to complete. So, yeah. Oh wow, 3. Okay. He's gonna move somebody. Do I want to move that to AD or do I want to move that to AH? AD's closer. AD's growing at a rate of 1 pop per turn as well. I have 2 on the way to AH. I could send another 1 or 2 towards AH. That would be okay. HE, yeah, She's maxed at 4, and we know why. Everybody else has room to grow. So that's cool. That's cool. That's all good. He's going to finish that. We're going to get 1, 2, 3. 3 amblers next turn, which should put us to 10. We'll splice them away, and then all that's left is Calgaros. Cool. That'll be good. And you know, splicing them, I'll get an extra 1 industry and 1 dust. So don't have any industry dust bonus right now. I mean, any plus bonuses anyway. So yeah, that'll be a welcome improvement. Liesel. So that's over here. And that's in a new constellation. So these guys are A. These failed. Don't have any outposts in any other constellation. So this is constellation A. So this is going to be constellation B. So this system will be named BA20 because it's constellation B, system A. I use letters because numbers are only 0 to 9, right? So you're limited to 10, and there's usually more than 10 constellations, and there's usually more than 10 systems. So just to use one character space, I can fit in up to 26. So that is more efficient. BA20, because there's 2 telluric planets and 0 gas planets on that system. And I'll click this to only show the system improvements. We'll start with a upgrade that gives industry and food. Wow, that makes me want that one. Then I want that, and then I'm going to want the same thing over here, and then I'll do that, and then I'll do that. Pop-ups. I need to disable notifications from that, clearly. Really? Okay, I'm going to stop the recording and deal with this right now. Alright, so we're just going to stop right here, and we're going to deal with this, and then I'll be back. Okay, thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you when we continue this.